This week on Parenting Pause with Leslie, let's talk about neediness. Oh my gosh, I hate to even say that word. Now, if you have a child that you claim is whiny or needy and feel like they're clinging, and like my daughter wouldn't get off my leg, as I say, she would hold on even if I got out of the car and walked a few steps in front of her, she would, Mama, Mama, Mama. Ugh. It drove me insane. Now, of course, a child is going to be needy, right? And yet I had been trained in my family to be self-reliant and independent. I had learned to repress my needs, and I was very proud, and still am, of my self-reliance and independence. And yet, let me tell you, when my need arises, it's thick. That's how I'll describe it. And, I really want to talk about this because when that happens, because I am often, when my daughter was younger, even recently, she got her wisdom teeth out, and I'm taking care of her, her needs. I'm so good at it because I've repressed mine. So I'm so good at taking care of everybody else's. But then when mine arise and I ask for help or a little support, and my daughter says no, oh, let me tell you, the backlash inside, because I feel like I've given so much. Well, if you feel that way, if you feel like you've given so much, then you may not be expressing and attending to your own needs. And so then when I do that, I overgive, and then I don't take care of my needs. I ask her to do one thing, and she doesn't really understand my words or my actions because I get so upset. This time I asked her to change some batteries, and she got so upset. Like, why are you so upset over just not changing the batteries? It's because my need surfaced. And I would almost do anything not to feel needy. And yet, needs, we all have needs. So if you rely on your self-reliance and feel like you're self-reliant and independent, know if you are asking your children to do things like take out the trash or do chores, if it is laced with your neediness. And you may not think it is, because you may think, well, they just need to be responsible and they need to this and that and the other. One of the ways you'll know is if your children weren't around, would you take care of what you're asking them to take care of? Now, when my daughter's not here, I take out the recycling, I take out the trash, I clean the house, I do all of these things. And yet when she comes home, immediately I have this expectation that she is going to, in some way, take care of me and meet my needs. So that was kind of an indicator for me that my asking her to do chores and do things wasn't actually really practical. It was more from that place that was really, really needy. And if she didn't do those things, then it would go into that deep, triggered place inside of me that felt like I didn't matter. I'm not important. My needs don't mean anything. All you care about is yourself. Oh man, it would just go all over the place. But that had nothing to do with my daughter. And anytime I would ask her to do something from that place, like that need, I would pretend like this was for her. She needed to learn this, or she just needed to be responsible. But underneath it, if she didn't do it, and I would be so emotionally triggered and feel abandoned and rejected and like my needs didn't matter, that's when I got the energetic configuration between us. And it was hard. It still can be hard. So it may be hard for you too to admit and to honor and to own that you have needs. And often you may mask them in trying to teach your children responsibilities, chores, those things. But see if you can get very clear if they don't do them, what happens to you emotionally? And if you get upset and you feel rejected and you feel abandoned and you feel powerless, most likely you're asking them to meet an emotional need, not to do a practical skill. All right, lovies. I just remembered, I think I was gonna talk about last week and give you some practices, and I think I skipped over it. I just got so excited about talking about needs. So I'll listen back and see what I got for you next week, and I hope you have a beautiful one. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.